Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, more on the bear spotted in a tree in Albany.
And mugshots all across the region, the latest from Fulton, Watertown, and Syracuse.
Plus, new details regarding the $1 million Micron grant here at SUNY Oswego.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brady Hauser.
And I'm Eliza Hopkins.
We'll have all of our top headlines tonight, but first, a quick check of the weather.
Now, with a look at the forecast, here is Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Bradley Jacobs.
Thanks, guys. And my oh my, has it been a roller coaster these last couple weeks? But one thing I can say for sure is that rain has gone away. Push that rain right out of our forecast. The temperatures are going to start to begin to settle in a little bit more. Temperatures mainly going to be right in the 50s as the week continues on. We can have hope for some sunny skies to return and take over the rest of the week. And what to expect for the weekend? Can we get that first mow-in for your yard this weekend? All that more. But for now, back to the desk.
Thanks, Bradley. Our top story tonight, developments from SUNY Oswego regarding the $1 million grant from Micron Technology. The State University will use the grant to enhance the regional workforce pipeline through a 5-year investment set to strengthen science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education.
Micron paid $30 million to buy land in Onondaga County for the incoming chip-making complex in the town of Clay, bringing big technological developments to central New York. The chip fab complex will produce billions of memory chips for electronic devices and produce thousands of jobs over the next several years. SUNY Oswego is just a short distance from the site, making a gateway for graduates from the STEM major.
Another big headline in Oswego as over 300 animals were rescued this month in the county. Now the SPCA is in need of urgent help in the form of resources for the animals. The group said it's also looking for individuals to adopt animals and said it was contacted by many members of the public after the Sandy Creek rescue. When over 100 animals were rescued from that house, they said they were notified by the public, and when the rescue animals are medically cleared, they will be ready for adoption.
Yesterday, 44-year-old Rebecca Manchester attended a Huntley hearing for the stabbing and murder of 41-year-old Kevin C. Fatrick during a fight over crack cocaine last October. Manchester is currently being charged with the intentional murder, second-degree murder, first-degree robbery with the use of dangerous instrument, assault with intent to cause serious injury with a weapon, and second-degree robbery aided by another party. Manchester's team will meet again in late May for a pre-trial conference and a motion review of yesterday's hearing.
Now down to Fulton for a domestic dispute that turned into a kidnapping when the victim in the case said she was handcuffed to a cot and held against her will for over 24 hours. It's not clear whether the alleged victim escaped or was allowed to leave. However, after a short investigation, the Fulton PD took suspect Andrew P. Clark, 43, of Sterling into custody and charged him. Clark was arraigned in Central Arraignment Court and is being held in the Oswego County Jail on $50,000 cash bail.
Staying in Fulton after the April 14th Fulton Board of Education meeting, where the district announced the cutting of 54 positions, more than 100 comments on social media called for more administration cuts. Of the 45 positions being cut, 34 are defined as instructional, 19 include clerical and janitorial, and only 1 administration position will be cut. However, even with the online commotion, only 4 people showed up to the meeting on April 16th.
Now up to Watertown, where a man has been sentenced to 15 years in jail for beating a toddler. 36-year-old Thomas Rose II was sentenced in the Jefferson County Court yesterday morning in the connection with the death of 2-year-old Aurora Wiles. Rose will get 15 years for first-degree manslaughter, along with 1 to 3 years on violation of probation on a separate case. He will also have 5 years of post-release supervision. Back here on campus tomorrow is Quest Day here at SUNY Oswego.
Our reporter Hannah Freed has more on the events taking place tomorrow. Hannah?
Thanks, Eliza. Every year, SUNY Oswego dedicates a day known as Quest Day for students and faculty members to present their academic work, including research presentations and art showcases. Quest Day is tomorrow with a schedule packed full of opportunities to see what Oswego students are working on. I spoke with Dr. Kestutis Bendinskas about what makes this year so exciting.
I like it. I find it meaningful because it helps students to present their work. And this year's Quest is particular. We have 340 presentations total. almost 200 posters, and the rest are oral presentations. Compare that to when it started, 1980, we had 77 presentations total. This year we are going to show student movies in the cinema room, which we have in the new building, Hewitt. And the robotics team from electrical and computer engineering, they're going to have a drone and robot show during poster session on Ice Arena. So please come and enjoy.
Beginning at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, several buildings across campus will hold presentations, including a poster session in the MCC Arena, film showings in the Hewitt Ballroom, and music performances in Tyler Hall. For a full schedule of events, you can go to oswego.edu/quest. For WTOP-10, I'm Hannah Freed. Back to you, Eliza.
Thanks, Hannah. After a month-long investigation in Syracuse, New York State Police have arrested 38-year-old Christopher L. Smith, confiscating $15,000 and around 271 grams of fentanyl and crack cocaine. Smith is now arrested and charged with third-degree criminal possession of controlled substance with the intent to sell on 3 counts for crack, fentanyl, and crack cocaine, and 2 counts of second-degree criminal use of drug paraphernalia with packaging materials and scales. Smith was arraigned at the Onondaga County Justice Center and remains there in custody without bail.
Staying in Syracuse, the Syracuse Police Department is on the lookout for 45-year-old Kawan Felton. Felton was last seen at the Dickerson Street rescue mission, but he has not since returned to that location. There's an active arrest warrant for Felton for robbery in the 2nd degree and assault in the 3rd degree. Felton has been arrested 94 times in the past. Anyone who has information on whereabouts of Kawan Felton is urged to call police at 315-442-5230.
Now to a developing story from Sunday morning as a tour bus carrying students and chaperones from the Bronx crashed in the town of Lake George. The crash happened near the intersection of Diamond Point Road and Lakeshore Drive just after 11 a.m. The Warren County Sheriff's Office said the bus left the road, hit several trees, an outbuilding, a boat, and a car before finally coming to a rest. The bus driver and multiple passengers were taken to the hospital for minor injuries.
From a bus to a bear, a young black bear was spotted in a tree earlier this morning in Albany. Neighbors in the area first noticed the bear around 2 in the morning as the bear climbed the tree and refused to come down. Police had the road blocked in other surrounding areas by morning, and as they waited to secure the bear was tranquilized and eventually fell from the tree, as that was determined to be the safest option to remove it from the neighborhood.
A stack of rare books worth nearly $3 million, once belonging to socialites John J. Whitney and his second wife, philanthropist Betsy Crushing Whitney, have been returned after decades. The books went missing from their estate on Long Island in 1989, appearing nearly 40 years later when a man tried pawning them off to 2 Manhattan booksellers in January 2025. Law enforcement cleared the man because he had not been born when the books had been stolen, and at this time there is no person officially tied to the theft.
And speaking of stealing, the Buffalo Sabres stole Game 1 from the Boston Bruins in a thrilling fashion, winning 4-3 Sunday night. Fans gathered in the KeyBank Center for the first Sabres playoff game in 15 years, and as they watched Buffalo overcome a 2-0 difficult, scoring 3 goals in 4.5 minutes to secure the win over Boston. The Sabres are currently playing the second game in the playoff series in Buffalo before heading to Boston for Games 3 and 4.
Still ahead tonight, a settlement with Roblox over their handling of sexual predators.
Plus, Buffalo might have stole a game, but can we steal the sunshine and some nice weather? Be sure to stay tuned for the full weather forecast after the break.
$7, 6. You better watch out. 5.
It's gonna swat you like a bug.
That is like not.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your nightly news here on WTOP-10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs. Taking a quick peek at our current conditions, maybe 45 degrees out, mostly cloudy right now. It's been kind of overcast to start off this week. Dew points in down at 32 degrees. Humidity much lower than where we were about a week ago, about 60%. Pressure well above 1,000 millibars. Even though we have those cloudy skies, might be like an ever so slight chance of rain tonight. Otherwise, that pressure is indicating these clouds are just here to stay, no harm, no foul. And the wind's coming from the southeast at about 10 miles per hour. Take a look at statewide temperatures. Again, much more consistent for where we should be, much cooler than where we were about a week ago. But now we can expect these temperatures to kind of just stay around these more normal averages. Fulton at 46, Syracuse 44, down the 81 corridor. Mid-40s to high 40s. Over here out in the Tupper Lake area, Glens Falls, Capital Region, also sitting in the 40s, mid to high 40s. Western New York, a little bit warmer. Maybe it's 54 out in Buffalo because they just have all of this just playoff energy going on. Might be just enticing the heat out there. Now looking ahead, 6 to 10 days from now, across much of the region, they're going to be about average to below average for where the temperatures are. And we can see that coming right here into New York. That gray just meaning we're going to be average, right around where we should be for this time of year. No more temperature roller coaster going up and down. Now, one thing I do want to touch on is all the rain we've seen lately. The past 7 days, we've seen 2 inches of rain. Now, for the month, we are 0.14 inches above average where we should be. Monthly average down here at 3.5 inches. And year to date, we are almost up 5 inches of rain. It's been a very wet spring so far, so hopefully those April showers are going to continue to kind of just steer clear for now as we'll get those Mayflowers. Now, Quest Day heading into tomorrow. Want to grab just a medium coffee, medium drink for you, go off for that presentation. It's going to be really nice. 48, mostly sunny, and we will see much of that as things continue. Commuter cast, heading out tomorrow, grabbing that coffee, coming home from Quest. It's going to be flawless. It's going to be a beautiful day. New Yorkers, we finally earned that. Take a look at that 7-day. Kind of temperatures just right around where they should be, mid-50s, low 50s, high 40s, the worst case scenario, mostly sunny. Chance of showers heading into Saturday, so if you're looking to mow the lawn, I'd probably hold off more till Sunday. Temperatures slightly warming up as we head into next week with a slight chance of showers on Tuesday. That's all for my full weather forecast. Now back to the desk with Brady and Eliza.
Thanks, Bradley. President Trump announced today that he was extending the United States ceasefire with Iran. The post on Truth Social said, the president acted after receiving a request from Pakistan.
The post came after Vice President J.D. Vance's trip to Pakistan for negotiations was put on hold. Lee Waldman has the latest on the ongoing conflict in Iran.
Vice President J.D. Vance's trip to Pakistan for a second round of negotiations with Iran is on hold for now, as officials meet to discuss the path forward, sources told CNN. This comes as President Donald Trump told CNBC's Squawk Box he does not want a ceasefire extension.
We don't have that much time because by the time both parties get there, as you know, they just got the okay to go forward, which I knew they were going to do anyway. I mean, I don't think they had a choice. They have to negotiate.
The deadline for the ceasefire is Wednesday evening Eastern time. President Trump says he expects, quote, to be bombing if a deal isn't reached. Sunday, in a Truth Social post, the president reiterated his threat of bombing power plants and bridges.
It's not my choice, but it will also hurt them. It'll hurt them militarily. They use the bridges for their weapons, for their missile movement.
While the president seems confident that Iran would come to the table for talks, Iran has not confirmed if it will be attending peace talks in Pakistan this week, according to the Pakistani information minister. One expert worries if negotiations between the U.S. and Iran collapse, the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire could also be at risk.
The Lebanon ceasefire and the Iran ceasefire run separate but parallel. Certainly, the lack of progress on one will impede progress on the other.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Defense Department says it boarded a vessel sanctioned for transporting Iranian oil, according to the Treasury Department, overnight in the Indian Ocean. I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Today marks 52 days since the start of the war in Iran.
A series of AI-generated Lego videos produced by an Iran-aligned AI studio have been the main propaganda for Iran's war. These videos have reoccurring and often anti-Semitic themes: the U.S. president as an angry idiot, Israeli prime minister as the devil pulling the strings, and Epstein file cover-ups. The leading producer, Mr. Explosive, says that Lego is a world language and using actual imagery of war is negative on audiences.
Donald Trump's pick for chairman of the Federal Reserve, Kevin M. Warsh, faced the Senate Banking Committee in sometime tense confirmation hearing today on Capitol. Warsh, who was joined by Arizona Cardinals legend Larry Fitzgerald, was repeatedly asked about whether or not if he would cut interest rates just because President Trump asked him. Warsh responded that the Fed would still remain independent of the Trump organization, and Trump said in an interview with hours before the hearing that if he didn't, he would be disappointed if Warsh did not reduce borrowing costs once confirmed as a Fed chair.
The Alabama Attorney General announced today that Roblox had agreed to a settlement regarding sexual predators on their platform. State Attorney General Steve Marshall said that the company will pay the state $12.5 million, calling the settlement a victory for children and parents alike. In a statement, Roblox Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman said that the settlement reflects a shared commitment to the safety and well-being of Alabama students.
From a settlement to an indictment, as the Justice Department announced an indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center today over their funding of paid informants outside of extremist organizations. Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche said that the civil rights group had funded multiple extremist organizations over the course of almost a decade.
This particular person being paid by the SPLC allegedly received approximately $270,000 over the course of 8 years. In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front.
Reports had come out earlier today about an investigation into the Southern Poverty Law Group only a few hours before the charges were announced by the Department of Justice.
Large brush fires are currently sweeping through the Everglades in Florida. The fire, which is burning in Broward County, just west of Coral Springs, is at a 0% containment as of this evening and encompasses about 4,400 acres. The fire is blowing away from the metro areas and no homes or buildings are currently at risk. A smaller fire was also reported west of Pembroke Pines.
If you like seafood, starting next Monday, Red Lobster will be bringing back its famous Endless Shrimp promotion with a couple of changes. The deal will be going up in price from $20 per person to about $25 and even $30 in some locations. Not only that, but there will be 5 flavors available, including Marry Me Shrimp, Shrimp Linguine Alfredo, Walt's Favorite Shrimp, and Parrot Isle Coconut Shrimp. Still ahead tonight, a breakdown of Lakers baseball from Josh Madison and the full sports report from Nick Stetter.
Do you like reading? Do you like reading books? Do you like looking at books? Do you like having a collection of books in your living room?
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, spoiler alert! Okay, Lord, why did I write this in yellow? I told you! Welcome back Between the Pages.
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy! I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. And I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here.
Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stumped still?
Go. I'm going to sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
Welcome back, everybody. Season 2 of Oswego Lazo. Welcome back to WTOP-10 News. With your sports report for tonight, I'm Nick Stetter.
And with a breakdown of Lakers baseball, I'm Josh Madison. Despite the weather still feeling cold, the Oswego baseball team has been heating up. The Oswego State baseball team had a rocky start to their season, losing their first 6 games of the season. The team has since gone on a 17-8 run on the year. The team has also gone 13-4 in the SUNYACs, with 2 of those losses coming from the 37-time champs and defending SUNYAC champion Cortland Red Dragons. The team took their second loss to the Red Dragons earlier tonight, losing the game 4-2. This giving the Red Dragons the series victory, but the Lakers were able to steal a game from Cortland back on April 14th, ending the series 2-1. While originally all of the games were scheduled to be played here at Oswego due to poor weather, one by one, each game was moved to Cortland. This game does not take away from the Lakers' success, as throughout the season they have seen shines of greatness from their infielders such as Brogan Olson and Daniel Winchester, 2 juniors who have torn through opponent pitching, each batting well over 300, as well as even tonight getting a 3-hit night from freshman left-handed pitcher Ryan Mayer. The Lakers' next scheduled game will be their senior night game, which will take place here on the Laker baseball field on Saturday with a 12 o'clock first pitch.
Yeah, Josh, and staying with the Laker baseball theme, the Oswego baseball squad was supposed to play RIT tomorrow, the 22nd. However, due to possible bad weather coming, the game has been canceled. The Lakers have a very odd record, being 17-13 overall, but 13-3 in conference. This matchup could have potentially been a loss for the Lakers, and the game has seen no hope of rescheduling recently. And as Josh said, their next game will be Senior Day, the 25th, against Utica. And now to the ice, where the Oswego men's hockey team has landed a stellar recruit in Mikey Bartowski. Coming from the Northeast Generals, the captain and defensive specialist finished with 10 goals and 19 assists this year. Although missing 27 games with the Generals, he is a great two-way player and a phenomenal addition to the Lakers squad, who look to repeat the success of the 2024 season, where they won the SUNYAC championship. And now over to Buffalo. After one of the most thrilling starts to a playoff series we have seen, the Buffalo Sabres are currently playing and hosting the Boston Bruins. They were down 2-0 in the first matchup, but found a way to come back, winning 4-3 over Boston. Tage Thompson led the way with 2 goals, and Matthias Samuelsson had the game winner, along with an Alex Tuck open net goal to seal the deal. Right now, the Sabres are taking on the Bruins in Game 2. And coming up next, we have the Madison Square Garden matchup between the Knicks and the Hawks in Game 2 of the NBA playoffs. The Knicks had a 1-game lead coming into this and would look to keep it with this floater by Mikal Bridges to increase the lead to 7. Great play there by Bridges, and the lead would keep increasing as we see a kick out here. OG Anunoby drives, pivots, and slams it to make it a double-digit score. And they really want to keep this double-digit lead the entire game as Jose Alvarado lays it off to Cat. Deep ball, Trey, bang for Cat to make it again, once more, a double-digit game. However, anything is possible in sports, folks, and we'll see that with this 6-point game with C.J. McCollum kicking it out to Nickel Alexander-Walker. Bang! 3-point. We got a 1-score game, folks, and now 1-point game. C.J. McCollum looking at the top of the key, crossing Brunson. Where is he going? Layup, wide open in the paint. The Hawks now have the lead, and let's take our time here, folks. Let's calm down. Let's watch CJ hopefully seal the deal with these free throws. Wait a minute. He just missed. What's going on? Surely he makes a second one, though, to make this a two-point game and not give the Knicks any way to get back into this, right? Surely not. Oh, my God. Let's get straight back into panic, folks. The Knicks are driving, throw to Bridges, fading. Ball is no good. And the Hawks would win this game 107-106 to make the series 1-1. And coming up next, attention all students, graduation is approaching and caps and gowns are now available.
We had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed? On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises and tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10. Go home, that's 3 hours from now! Maybe that's the best thing you can do.
But after he gets possessed,
his show becomes a smash hit.
Now he's got the greenest show on WTOP-10.
A lot of green going on tonight.
We'll be holding on forever.
Don't miss the limited run of
those great people being.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh Boy!
Only on WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 News. Spring semester feels like it has passed by so fast as graduation approaches.
With the big day coming soon, our reporter Soad Hamoud has more information about any updates to prepare for graduation.
While students can order their cap and gown, starting April 20th, students can buy it directly in the college store. Kelly Oliark, a clerk buyer at the college store, says many students have been buying their cap and gown this week.
We've had a lot of students that have come the last 2 days just to pick up and that hadn't ordered ahead of time.
Everything is organized by students' names in alphabetical order to height, cords, to pre-ordered cap and gowns by the side. As the college store fills up, Oliark mentions how students have been feeling about this moment so far.
99% are excited. 1% are more nervous, I think.
The packaging has all you need for the day you graduate. The college store is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every weekday.
Thank you, Soad.
It's now time for our picture of the week, and tonight features our very own Brady Hauser.
Did you know off-campus Brady is a professional motorsports commentator at the Utica Rome Speedway?
And Brady is currently in his first full season as a commentator alongside legendary co-host Paul Small, pictured right here.
Yeah, guys, this job has truly been a blessing, and I'm grateful for Jason Brodell and my Utica Rome Speedway family and team, and we're on Flow Sports every Friday at 6.
Awesome.
Well, that's our report for tonight.
And be sure to stay tuned for Jeopardy with Joe Seidman.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.